Hey, my friends, this is Loli. Welcome to Loli's Creations. Here we go with a great inspiration. I'm going to use this wreath that I got from Michael. I got it in a grab bag. I was able to use it was a full box of ribbon and two wreaths, and I got it for $10. I'm going to take some of this. I believe I got these poinsettias from Dollar Tree or Walmart. I think it was Dollar Tree. And I'm going to remove them and place them in 4 different places on this wreath. First, I'm positioning without gluing anything. I'm going to make sure that they look pretty well in the places where I'm putting them. And if I'm happy, then I'm going to go ahead and glue them on. Friends, I just want to stop by real quick and say thank you so much for clicking on my video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy it. And to my subscribers, you guys know I love you dearly. Thank you for always being there to support me and encourage me. I truly appreciate you all. To add a little more sparkle, I'm going to add some of these glittery boxwoods that I got from Dollar Tree, and I just going to cut small sprigs of it and add it in between the poinsettias, trying to add a little bit more dimension and a different texture and some more sparkle. And that is it for this one. Let me know what you think. My friends, this video is part of the 5 Under 5 DIY challenge that is hosted monthly by Missy from Crafty Cove and Emily from Farm Charm Chic. And their guest host this month is Ellie from DIY From House to Home. The links to their channels and to their playlist will be linked in the description box below and also pinned in the comments. Don't forget to head on over to their channels and to the playlist and show everyone some love. Now to the next inspiration. For this one, I used another wreath that I got from the same grab box at Michael's, and it was pretty, but there was a pine cone missing, but it was perfect because it served as a perfect place for me to put a pretty little embellishment. And here at the bottom here also, there was a piece of pine that was a little bit lopsided. I guess once they stuffed it into the box, it probably just broke off. But nothing that a little bit of hot glue could not fix. And now it's time to add this beautiful owl. I got this from Dollar Tree. I just cut off the jute cord from the very top of it, added some hot glue to the bottom and the back, and placed it right there in that place in which a pine cone had fallen off. And this was the perfect little nest for this guy. Here I'm just taking all the hair off his face so you can see the beautiful eyes and that little beak. Then I'm taking some of this buffalo check ribbon from Michael's that also came from the same grab bag. And I'm just adding a piece that will be big enough or long enough to be a nice hanger for this. Then I'm taking one of these rings from Dollar Tree and painting it with my full color black paint. Then I'm going to thread it onto that same ribbon. And I'm going to glue the ribbon in place. And I started by gluing this piece as you see right here, but it's going to go through the ribbon and make a ugly little stain, which I do not like. That's why I made the ribbon a little bit longer. So once that part right there is nicely glued, I'm able to fold this napkin one more time over itself to hide that and have a nice seamless glued area, if that makes any sense. So here you see how I take the ribbon and I fold it on itself now, and this is going to create a nice little fold, give the ribbon the height that I want for the hanger, and at the same time it's thick enough that the glue will not go through and it will look nice and neat. Here there was a little bit that was still missing to be united together. Added a little bit of hot glue, placed it down, but making sure to just add a little bit so it doesn't seep out. And that is it for this one. It came out so pretty. You can see the prettiness as much in camera as you see it in real life. With all that sparkle, it is beautiful. And apparently here I had a little bit more opening still. I just want to make sure that was secure, so I added a little bit more hot glue. But again, making sure not to put too much. And now we are done. Don't forget to let me know what you think. Our next wreath is so pretty as well. I'm going to use one of these wreath forms from Dollar Tree, and I remove that tag And I'm going to take some, actually I'm going to take 1.5 of these mesh rolls from Dollar Tree that got this due in this summertime, but it's the perfect color for some winter wonderland, isn't it? And what I'm going to do is fold it in half long ways as you see there. Trim the end to make it nice and even, and then I'm going to glue it on using some hot glue. I'm going to suggest to use a low temp glue. My tongue is so twisted today. Low temp glue gun to do this because the mesh, as you add in the very hot glue, is, I can't say glue today, guys. When you add the hot glue, the mesh just wants to like stick together and melt. So I was having that issue, but it kind of worked out because it sealed against its heat. Oh my gosh, I can't talk. It seals the mesh against itself, creating a nice bond. That's what I meant to say. All right, so once that was secured, I'm going to keep wrapping this on top of each other. As you see there, just wrapping the entire wreath form. I am making sure that the edges that could fray are at the end there, in the direction in which I am wrapping, if that makes any sense. So that way, as I'm going along, adding and wrapping, I have a nice seamless look as this mesh goes around. I don't know if that makes any sense, but the open side goes towards the direction that I'm going on. So here I was done with the first roll. So here I'm using a little bit more hot glue, doing the same thing here, but just be very, very careful. If you have some kind of silicone protection for your fingers, make sure you use it because this is very hot. I got burned a couple times and I didn't learn, and I kept doing the same thing again until I finally got my little spatula out to help me. But I was still tempted to use my finger, and I'm like, why are you doing this? But I kept doing it. Anyway, here I'm going to start adding some masking tape just to hold things in place because it was taking a little while to like stay down and I really needed to get going. So the masking tape helped there. So here I'm coming with another roll because I had to use 1.5, and I'm going to use the same principle, the same thing. You see me fold it right there, long sides, and the side that is open is going to go towards the edge where the wreath is not wrapped yet, if that makes better sense. And here I'm doing the same thing. I just made sure that it was even, and I'm going to use a little bit of hot glue over the tape. I added more tape as you see, and then I'm gonna put some hot glue over the tape there, and then put down my mesh. So once that settles, I'm going to add another piece of the tape over it just to help me, keep going with this. I just kept wrapping the mesh as I did before until the rest of the wreath form was completely covered. This might be the clunkiest voiceover ever. Once I get to the end here, I'm going to cut the mesh off right there above my fingers, and we're going to glue it down and add a little bit of tape to it to keep it down as well. My friends, if you enjoyed this video so far, please don't forget to leave it a thumbs up, and I hope you will consider subscribing. And if you do subscribe, go ahead and hit the notification bell so YouTube notifies you each time that I upload a new video. And don't forget to share, because sharing is caring and it helps my channel grow. Thank you so much. All these things are free and they mean the world to me. And here it is all completed. Then I'm going to take this wood rung I got from Dollar Tree and removing that hanger from there. And I'm also going to be removing that metal piece that's at the very top, and also that little piece there at the top as well. I'm just going to use my utility knife and I'm going to score it on there a couple times in the back and a couple times in the front, and then snap it right off. And then I just sanded it down to smooth down the edges. Now it's time to attach it to this. I just use a generous amount of hot glue to do that. I just add it along the entire perimeter of the wood round and place it down in the middle of the wreath form. To embellish this a little bit more, I'm going to take this ribbon from Dollar Tree and I'm going to create a loop And I'm going to cut that section that I want right there. And then I'm going to take another piece of ribbon. I'm going to use this navy blue that I got also from that same grab bag. And I'm going to add it to the middle on there and cut it to the same length that I have the first ribbon. I'm going to take both of these and create a loop by just doing, just rolling it like that, putting the edges together. Let's scrunch it up in the middle, and I'm going to use a little piece of cable tie or those little ties that comes with electronics to cinch it right there. And I'm going to put it to the side, and I created the same kind of bow but a little bit smaller, and this is going to go over the larger one to create a 2-loop bow. And I use the same little cable tie to tie them together. I fluffed it all up, and then we're going to just go ahead and trim off that extra cable tie that we have in the back, and then glue it to the top of the wreath.
Now it's time for a
hanger. I use this blue ribbon that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to glue it in the back, just creating like a little loop as you see right there. And I'm going to glue it using some hot glue. Friends, if you're still with me this far into the video, please leave me in the comments a little Christmas tree so I know who you are. I truly appreciate it. Alright, and after I did that, I'm going to remove all these pieces of tape that I had put in the beginning because it was looking crazy. This is being sold, so I want this to be nice and neat. And so I removed all these pieces of tape off of the back, and I'm going to add a piece of ribbon on top of this as well, just to provide a little bit more security. And if you notice here, I am doing it away from the mesh, and I'm just letting the glue cool down a little bit, and then I'm pressing it down so it doesn't melt my mesh at this point. And you think I'm done, right? Nope, I'm not done yet. One quick little finishing touch. I'm just going to add this little sparkly snowflake to the middle of my bow, and now we are done. Make sure you let me know what you think of this one. For our next wreath, we're going to use one of these beaded garlands from Dollar Tree, and we are going to just remove that tag from there. And I'm going to use 2 of these pieces of greenery that you also got from Dollar Tree. The first thing that I did was bend the little picks as you see right there, and I'm going to use a zip tie to attach them right there as you see there. I use that piece with a unite, like where the wreath form has the wire as the bottom piece, so I could hide it with this. And I'm just spreading my greenery apart until I'm happy with it. And once I'm happy with it, I'm going to tighten up my zip guy and cut off that excess piece from the back of the picks. Then I'm going to take this ribbon that I got from Dollar Tree as well. I'm just burning off the edges. Just be very careful with this, guys, because this one is kind of flammable. And I created a double loop bow. As you see, I just crisscrossed it in opposite sides until I ended up with 2 loops at each end and 2 tails at each end. Then I'm going to scrunch it up in the middle, and I used another zip tie to tie it all together. Then I trim off the excess zip tie from it, and we are going to go ahead and also deal with the edges here. So what I did is I cut off that excess piece of that tail, and I just burned off the edges. As you see there, I caught on fire, guys. I was cracking up. Look at how burnt that was. So anyway, I rolled it up together and glued it at the end, and then I threaded that piece of zip tie through it, as you see right there, and I'm going to use it to tie this to the wreath form, and at the same time cover up that first zip tie that I added to the bow and the one that I added to the wreath form and the greenery. And I just tied it together once I knew exactly where I wanted everything, and making sure that that ribbon was also in place to cover everything. I tightened it up and cut off that excess zip tie. Now here I'm dovetailing the ends of my ribbon. As you see there, I just bend it as you see right there in long ways and cut upwards, and I did that with both tails. Now it's time to create a hanger. I'm going to use the same kind of ribbon that I used for the bow right there. I'm adding a little bit of hot glue. I don't think you can see it clearly there, but I left a piece bent over, and then I glued the other piece on top of that, to create a full loop. And this is going to serve as our hanger, just making sure the glue section is at the bottom of the beads. And that is it for this one. I want to know your thoughts. Leave them in the comments. All right, for our next inspiration, we are going to use this square wreath form from the Dollar Tree and this ribbon that I got. I believe I got this from Michael's as well, from the same grab bag. I got so much ribbon, guys. It's crazy, but it was so worth it. This roll was enough to completely cover this frame, and I still have more left over. So what I did here, as you see, I just glued on right there with a little bit of hot glue, a little loop, and then I just wrapped the entire thing with this ribbon. Once everything was wrapped, I just cut it as the back, as you see right there, and tacked it down using some hot glue. Then I took this MDF sign from Dollar Tree, and we're going to remove that hanger, and we're going to glue it to the very middle of this frame. To cover up those holes, I took some thumbtacks in silver from Dollar Tree. I cut off the little edges of it, and I glued it down using some hot glue. I cut off the little sprinkly part, the sticky thingy, you know what I mean. And just use the heads to glue this here. And to make everything uniform, I added 2 to the bottom as well. Then I took this greenery from Dollar Tree, this poinsettias, and I'm going to, I think this is Walmart, guys. The sticker looks like Walmart, I think. It could be Walmart. I can't remember. I got this a while ago. Anyway, I cut off that excess piece on there, and then I'm gluing it down onto the fabric as you see there. Then I added some more hot glue at the very base of it, and then I glued a burlap ribbon that I made as well to it to cover up that seam. And now we're going to use the same burlap ribbon that I used for that bow and fold it in half as you see there long ways to create a hanger for this. I just used some hot glue to tack it down, and then I looped it as you see there, so it's easy for it to go over any reed hanger. Just gluing it there using some hot glue, and just be very careful here. Use a silicone spatula or any silicone finger protectors and put it down. Here, guys, I kind of got confused and oops, I glued the wrong side. But anyway, I fixed it. I realized it before the glue dried. Just be very careful here, as I said. And that was it. I created my hanger. So then we're going to secure this a little bit more. So I added another piece of tape over that hanger, and I tacked it down to hold it nicely, and then I added a little bit of hot glue on top of that piece of tape and glued another piece of that masking tape over it and folded it over, but only in the areas in which that sign covered it. And that is it for this one. Actually, no, I forgot. I also put some embellishment. I got this from a pack of Dollar Tree for different scatters that has little pine cones and the beads, and I glued them onto the bowl to give this a little bit more interest and a little bit more pizzazz, and it came out so cute. I love this one. It's so rustic. I try to create one for each, taste or like, and this is it for this one. Beautiful and rustic. And here it is, the final reveal. Don't forget to let me know which one of these 5 Christmas wreaths are your favorite. If you like them all, if there's any that you will recreate, I would love to know. And I love them all. I don't know. I don't think I can pick a favorite with this one, quite honestly. And that owl, oh my gosh, guys. Anyway, I'm going to let you enjoy the rest of the final reveal. So I'm going to be quiet now. My friends, as always, thank you so much for watching. Be blessed, be a blessing, and craft responsibly. And if you would like to follow me on social media, here are my social media links. And don't forget to visit my friends in the playlist. And if you would like to watch some more of my videos, here's a suggestion. And you're welcome to binge away with this playlist. And don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. You are amazing. Bye.